This video is not for the weak or the selfish, but for everyone else, this will be the secret to your success. You are in a position of authority, and you cannot understand why everyone around you is acting so stressed out. Because it's your stress that is impacting your people. No matter how hard you try to hide it, your stress chemicals are going to seep out of your pores and interact with the people around you. In a research conducted by Dr. Tara Swarta, she discovered that cortisol excretion was the #1 culprit impacting stressed groups. So in essence, you're creating that toxic environment. But there is a solution to overcome this challenge. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. As a retired Marine Corps officer and combat pilot, I can tell you firsthand how stress interacts with your community, within your team. I mean, through 2 wars, combat has been the most stressful environment that I have ever lived through. And trying to lead through that type of environment requires a skill set that took years in development. And I hope to share those stories that I learned the hard way to make your leadership journey easier. Being an excitable, passionate guy myself, I could tell you from my early days of leadership, I was the stress monster. And no matter how hard I tried, the excitement inside me was somehow just emitting out into the world. But it wasn't until I got into this serious study of leadership that I understood that stress has a chemical, and that chemical is cortisol. And cortisol actually excretes out of your pores. It interacts with people around you. And by doing so, it makes them feel the stress. They feel stressed because of your stress. Being a stress monster doesn't get anybody to move faster. It just makes people make bad decisions and cut corners. It takes away the professionalism. I learned this firsthand as I was leading my Marine unit down in Santiago, Chile, trying to get four helicopters rebuilt after we shipped them from San Diego down to South America. I knew I had a deadline to have these aircraft ready to be operational and conduct exercises with the Chilean government. I did not share that with my people. In fact, I tried to hide it as best I could. I tried to be a little more laid back. Let the management be a little bit more hands-on, free, make things happen. I was enjoying what I was seeing. I was enjoying watching the experienced managers work side by side with the young front line in rebuilding these helicopters and trying to get them operational. However, the stress I was feeling was somehow impacting them. They were cutting corners. Their professionalism went by the wayside. And it took that realization before a mishap happened for me to stop everything, inspect every aircraft, inspect every tool, to get everyone together and tell them, hey, look, somehow you're feeling my stress and I don't want that. I did this wrong. This is how we're going to fix this. Yes, we have a deadline, but this deadline is a lower priority than doing the job right, going by the rules and regulations, and not cutting any corners. And after having that conversation, the Marines did awesome. They impressed me by the fact that the stress went away. They started doing things by the procedures, and that those aircraft were actually ready to go on time because we put ourselves back on timeline. We defined for everyone what that stressful feeling was. And by doing so, or they were able to take that stress and put it off to the side as background noise. And by understanding that that was background noise, they were able to focus on the job itself and knowing that they were the best at what they did. But what we found out was we were in a stressful environment that didn't need to be stressful. Yes, there's a deadline. Yes, it looms over our heads. But you know what? As soon as we understood or identified the noise, we were able to take that out of the equation. That's what you can do within your organization itself. By letting people understand what is the stress that they're feeling. And when they understand what that stress is, they can regard it as being part of the problem that they have to overcome, or it's just a disruptor that just needs to get pushed off to the side so they can focus on getting the job done correctly. But you have to explain it. You have to talk through it. You have to be able to have that open frankness conversation about what it is that's got you stressed or that has your concern, and be able to work through those. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. If you like this video, hey, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. While you're at it, hit subscribe. Tell YouTube that more people need to see these videos to build greater communities. If you missed our last video, we talked about why you shouldn't hate yourself. Well, there's more to it than just that. And then, of course, this is probably what's best for you. We will talk to you again in the next video.